Hello, and welcome to another episode of FPC Talks. We are a downtown church in the heart of Huntington, West Virginia, USA. Our regular church service is live streamed every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock in the a.m. Please subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we go live. Also, you can check out the previous worship services in our archive, as well as other episodes of this program on our channel. My guest this afternoon is Melissa Burns. Melissa works tirelessly behind the scenes as our church's office administrator. She not only takes care of the many day-to-day administrative responsibilities, but she also works to help plan our weekly worship services, as well as helping with our recent media upgrades and running some of the new equipment. Melissa also has an inspiring spiritual story that we will bring up later in the conversation, and I think you will be inspired and blessed after having heard it. But first, many members may not be aware of all of the responsibilities Melissa fulfills on a daily basis. Today, we will discuss a few of those responsibilities in order to hopefully get to know Melissa a little better. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
There are many aspects to the functioning of a healthy church. Worship services are a major component, but there is also a lot of record keeping, coordinating and communicating with other members and mission partners, general maintenance and upkeep, etc. So you have responsibilities in all of those aspects, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do a little of everything.
A little of everything, yeah. What's a typical day like at church on a weekday during office hours?
I get here around 9 o'clock, and I answer emails, voicemails, and get the mail, and sort it out for all the staff members. And depends on what day it is. Tuesdays are staff meeting days. So now Mondays and Tuesdays, I am getting the bulletin ready, getting the media shout ready, going through all the books, typing up the confession, the prayer of confession, the declaration of forgiveness, all that stuff, so that when we have staff meeting on Tuesday, we can go over it and check it, and so that we can check the media shout to make sure to have as few clerical errors as possible.
And a lot of people maybe don't know, what is the media shout? What is that?
Media shout, the way I put it, it's the words on the wall that show up.
Yeah, appear back there.
Yeah, the words that show up at the bottom of the screen or on the wall.
Right. And normal church, I mean, when we have people here too, it's on the screen for people to see. But now with the virtual services, people can see it at home and when they're watching it on the stream.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are some of the groups and individuals you maybe coordinate with regularly?
Pretty much everybody. Anybody who calls the church, and everybody, all the staff members, the different contractors that come in usually have to see me before they see Dexter, or if he's not here, I have to show them where to go and what to do. Blessings in a backpack, Facing Hunger Food Bank, anybody that wants to do an event here, hospice, and everybody. So everybody sees me first.
the face of
the
FPC, yeah. Great. All right. What are maybe some of your favorite things, favorite parts of your work?
The media shout, setting that stuff up, and doing the live stream now is like one of my really big favorite things to do. I've never been really technical. I know how to do spreadsheets and Word documents and stuff like that, but this is the first time I've gotten into video recording and running the camera. And when I did the Lycan's wedding, live streaming that was really exciting. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
so.
You get to kind of be a little creative. It's fun to artistic. You get to
and the same thing with the bulletin too.
And the bulletins,
the pictures on the bulletin and putting the words in there and all that stuff. It's in the books, and I type it from a book, but also a piece of it is me. So
right,
yeah,
that's nice. Yeah, that was going to be maybe the next question. What role do you play in planning the worship services? So you already said kind of going over the bulletin, going over the words and things, and other things too, I guess, right? Newsletters, yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much put together. You all give me what you want,
right.
And then I have to put it in there and add the colorful stuff and put it where it needs to be, on what page it needs to be, and mail it out. So that is when I really get to be creative, really, I guess. So
that's Dale and I were talking about that. He said, you just give it to Melissa, what you type up, and she'll make it look good.
She'll make it look good.
Yeah.
And most recently, the Hallelujah Chorus booklets.
Right.
I got to make those, so.
Maybe by the time this interview is posted, maybe that'll be in the mail. We were still a little bit, the weather really kind of set us back. I was going to say that, we are going to have this interview, 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah.
The weather has just put us back, but we're finally doing it now. But yeah, the Hallelujah books and a lot of things that staff members need put together and mailed out, newsletters and things. So
right, pretty much everything. Any postcards that get sent out, any letters, all
emails,
that stuff.
All the
emails, all that stuff. Yeah, comes from me.
So we're describing a lot of things. That was a question here. What are some other duties you have in the church that members may not be aware of?
Today, I clean the 1018 apartment. So that anybody who needs to stay there can stay there. But I do that a lot. I fill in, set up for events, take down after the events, filling and cleaning the past year since Bruce was having health issues. And the live stream stuff. A lot of people don't know I do that stuff. So that's pretty much it. And running errands. Making sure that we have stamps and paper and products.
Right. This wasn't actually a question yet that I wrote, but it made me think of that. I probably should ask that. Before doing office administration and taking care of a lot of the day-to-day things through the church, through coordinating, you started here as a housekeeper.
As a housekeeper.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I was the housekeeper, I think, for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
No. I've been here, I think, for 9 years. I started this job in 2016. So whatever that took, before that, I was the housekeeper.
Right. Okay. I feel like I can speak for all of the other members of our church family when we say, we sincerely appreciate all that you do to help our church and the people of our church. We talked a lot about things just now, but that was really kind of just touching the surface of a lot of the things that you do. I wanted to talk a little bit now maybe about your spiritual journey. I remember a couple of years ago, you gave a short talk about some of the hardships you dealt with in your past and how you were led to Christ in the church. And I wondered if you'd mind to maybe talk a little bit about that.
How I got here. I was an addict, and my mom passed away. And when she passed away, I was actually going to the methadone clinic. I had been trying to get clean. I'd been there for 4 years or so. I think that was my second time going there, and that time I'd been there for 4 years. And I was sick of being in that life. And her passing away was sudden. She had an aneurysm, caused her to have a stroke, and she was just gone like that. And I know that was something that she wanted to see in me, because we would talk about it a lot, that she knew I could do better. She knew James could be better. So when that happened, it kind of flipped a switch, I guess. And I quit going to the clinic, and I started another program, like an outpatient at Prestera, and started going to therapy. And the next step was finding a church. I needed to belong somewhere, and I felt like having a church family would give me support. I didn't feel like I had a lot of support at the time from my family. So I felt like if I met new people, then I would get a support system. And that is exactly what happened. I went to a different church, actually, before I came here. But I had been here a few times. My mom's memorial was here. My sister was a member here. and I had been here a few times with her. And the kids were coming here to Logos already. So it was just like a natural thing to come here and try it out. And once I came here, everybody was so nice. I can remember so many people coming up to me and telling me their stories of dealing with addiction or having a relative that had addiction problems. And they just didn't make me feel like I was an outcast, or, they made me feel loved. So we just kept coming back. Everybody, Mr. Jones, my sister, everybody would come and get us and bring us, and it was really wonderful. And then I became a member. Then Olin Whitener baptized me and the kids, and came to my house and talked to us, and I think that was in 2009. But I've been here ever since.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. We live in Huntington, West Virginia. Unfortunately, a lot of our notoriety as a region comes from the current opioid epidemic, and we all see it every day. And some of us, more than others, are deeply impacted by it. Do you have any messages you would like to share with those who may be struggling with addiction?
It feels like once you've been in it for a long time, it feels like you're just like a hamster in a wheel. You just go through the same. You want to get clean, and you try to get clean, and then you relapse, and so you go back into the same situation you were in before you came to the point where you wanted to get clean, and it's just like a never-ending wheel. But you can stop the wheel, and you can start over, and you just have to keep trying, and keep trying. And one of the days it will take, one of the times it will take. You didn't become an addict by the first time you used, so you won't get clean the first time you stop. And you just have to keep trying, and that's the important thing is keeping at it. No matter how many times you relapse and you let people down, you got to get back up and try again for yourself. You can't do it for anybody else either. That's important.
Do you have any other inspirational stories about some other loved ones who've overcome addiction?
James, he was an addict too. Yeah. And like I said, when my mom passed away, we were both in a really bad spot. We were living in the same house, but we were just in passing. We weren't, he would leave and I would be home with the kids, and then I would leave and he would be home with the kids. And it was like that for a while until we just sat down and looked at each other and was like, something's got to change. So we both ended up going to different programs, but it worked. And a lot of programs will tell you that it's not good to have a relationship in a program. I think that's where we're different, because we were friends and stuff when we were clean, before we became really bad addicts. Because a lot of people get clean and they don't like their significant other anymore. You find out you're not that person. You're totally different.
Right.
So, and a lot of relationships don't work out. So that's where it was different for us. But the same, he wanted to give us a better life, and he did the work and went to the meetings and struggled, but we both are clean today and have been clean for years and enjoy it. Every day we're thankful for it. I mean, there's usually at least once a day, but sometimes more, that one of us looks at the other person and says, can you believe we're here? Can you believe this happened? And, looking back at just a few years ago, it's totally different. So it's nice to have somebody that you can share that with, that we are on that same page together, because we kind of keep each other going.
That's wonderful. Your own words, what is the meaning of life? We were talking about, I said I was going to shoot. So you don't mind answering that.
Yeah, the meaning of life to me is being the best version of yourself you can be. And when you're gone, people remember you fondly. And that's about all you can. I mean, you can't make anybody think of you. And your actions and the things that you do while you're alive create, when you're gone, the memories of you. And my meaning of life to me is creating a good memory for when I'm gone. People will miss me and they will say that I was a good person. I don't have to be extraordinary or win a Nobel Peace Prize, but just be a good person.
So, do you have any special messages for those family members who may be hurting because they have loved ones who are struggling with addiction?
Yeah, well, that is hard because they make you mad, and I understand that. You have to forgive, and when you forgive, you have to mean it. You can't say, I forgive you, and then in a week, when they make you mad, bring up all the stuff from the past. You have to say, I forgive you, and you have to mean it. And just drop it, start over again. Everybody needs to do that in an addiction situation, the addict and the family. That's the most important thing. Because if you keep bringing up the past is going to keep coming up. So it's hard to get past it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. This is wonderful. And again, I'm really just so thankful that you're having a conversation today about this. Do you have any other special people who've made a positive difference in your life? You mentioned your mom and James.
Nida Sue was somebody who came and visited me. She was my, what did they call it, Stephen Minister. When I first started coming to the church, I signed up to have
Kent?
Yeah.
Mrs. Kent? Yeah. Great.
And she used to come to my house. At the time, we were having issues with my son, too, and he was in a lot of trouble. But she would come to my house and sit and talk to me, and she was very helpful and very supportive. And he's no longer here, but Mr. Jones, Stephen Jones,
right? He
was very supportive to us and helped us out a lot. He would actually come and get the kids, too, and take them to Logos if we were working. Mm-hmm. And my sisters helped me out a lot. She's actually, the reason I decided to come back to this. She brought the kids to Logos, and she, like I said, she brought me here a few times. I can remember her converting, and she was a Catholic. She went to what is the Catholics?
St. Joe or the
Ashland. It's in Ashland.
Holy Family.
Holy Family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before she came here, and I can remember her coming to meetings. She would bring me and talking to people before she became a member here. And so I think that was really important. I didn't see it then, but that was really important. It let me introduce me to people here and let me get to know the building. And so it was more comfortable when it was time for me to come. Mm-hmm. But everybody here, really.
Do you, the question, what is your outlook for the people of Huntington as they battle this epidemic? But maybe let me rephrase how I want to say, have you noticed some good things that Huntington does to combat this epidemic?
Yeah, kind of. There's so many places to go to meetings and so many options available out there, whether you need medication assistance or outpatient or inpatient help. There's a lot of choices here in Huntington, and that's good because you need a lot of choices. That way you can try all kinds of different ways of getting clean. I think that's good, and I think that needs to continue. I don't know much about the sober houses, but I do know there's a lot of them. Somebody actually was just telling me about that the other day. And that's probably a good thing, helping people, learn to live again and function on a day-to-day basis without using. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a good thing.
Good. What is your outlook of Huntington as we go through this?
I don't know. That's hard. I'm hoping that it's good. I'm hoping that with all these programs and with all these resources that we will come to a point that there won't be so many people using and on the streets, and hopefully that'll happen one day.
Great. Okay. You have a very unique hobby. you take care of animals that have been neglected and abandoned.
Yes.
Can you tell us about what that's like to shelter animals? And hopefully you've helped find homes for them also?
Some of them, yes.
Yeah.
That actually goes back to my outlook on life, being a good person. I've taken so much in my life, I felt like we just wanted to give back. And again, James has supported me 100%. Without him, it wouldn't be possible. But yeah, when we moved down to Canova, the first year we had 8 litters of kittens born under our house. Yeah. And so we saw a huge need to do something about it. And I love animals. I've always loved animals. And so we started catching them and getting them fixed. And there for a while, there was some who had feline leukemia that we ended up running across. And so I kept them. I got them fixed, took them to the vet, and let them just have their life until it ended, because feline leukemia kills cats. So it was awful. But we just loved them and give them the best we could. Recently, I fed 3 little baby pit bulls. Mm-hmm. And they didn't make it either. But you have to try. The way I look at it is, I give them love for whatever time they're on earth and show them compassion. And that's all I can do, So and it's fulfilling to me, but it also, like I said, it leaves me thinking I am, leaving my mark on the world, Even if it's just animals that remember me when I'm gone. They'll be like, that lady was nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I love them. They love unconditionally. Other than children, animals love you unconditionally. Right. And it's awesome.
How many cats do you have?
I told you I wouldn't answer that one.
Right.
A lot. I have a lot. Inside and out.
Now, do they have names? Blinky, Stinky?
Right now we have Turtle. She's a calico. Baby Girl. She's a calico, long-haired calico. She is a rescue. She was brought to me. Baby Girls is our baby girls. But she was brought to me. Her face was all matted up. You couldn't see her eyes. And she was just a tiny little fuzzy kitten. And I bottle fed her. And I think that's been 4 or 5 years ago now. And she's the rule of the roost. She's like the princess of the house. But we don't have him anymore, but one of them was Tiki Tiki Tempo.
Oh.
After a story that James knew. His actual name was Tiki Tiki Tembo No Sorrento Cherry Rich Bopberry Bimbo. And we just called him Tiki Tiki. And we've had Leaky Butt Cauldron. And there's just all kinds of them.
Those are some those really unique names for kitties. We like kitties at home, so we have 2 that. Will you want to take them?
No, I don't want to.
Oh, okay. I wanted to mention your husband, James. I actually haven't got to know him very lately because of especially the pandemic too. I've seen him and talked to him briefly a few times, but a lot of people may not know that he had a major role in a lot of our recent church renovations. I know he repurposed some of the old woodwork and laid a lot of the floors and some other repairs. And you helped a lot with that. And it made me think, what is it like to work on a 100-plus-year-old building such as this church?
It's scary.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess anything up. But yeah, we laid the floor at our new little...
Oh, yeah, our crow's nest.
Crow's nest, I was trying to think what you all call it.
We'll have to get some shots of that one of these days to see, but yeah.
And actually, he did most of the flooring, and I just made sure the NASCAR race was on so he could listen to it up there. But like the cross in the hallway, James repurposed the wood from the old prayer room and made all that around the cross. Yeah. And, he didn't put that in there. That's heavy, but he did all that woodwork behind it, and he's amazing. It is really, I learn something new every day working with him. He's just so talented. It's awesome.
How long have you guys were together? Like you said, you were giving me kind of the history, but you all were together before all that, before going through. But how long have you been together then?
19 years.
Wow.
Yeah. But we knew each other in high school.
Oh, okay.
And we hung out in high school and were friends then. That's what I mean, man. We knew each other before.
Right. Yeah. What do you have some thoughts about what is your future outlook for our church?
Hopefully we get back to normal services soon in the next few months and get our logos program going again. I think once that happens, we'll continue to grow, and which we're growing now. It's amazing that even with COVID, we've gained a lot of new members or potential new members. We can't really have them become new members yet until they come to the service.
Right.
But there's a lot of people. When we do get to come back, there'll be some people for you to meet.
Yeah.
But to continue to grow and do good in the community, start our NA, what is it called?
Oh, the recovery, Celebrate Recovery.
Celebrate Recovery program. That was about to start when COVID hit, and I think that's going to be a good program for us. Mm-hmm. And just to get back to the way it was, empty bowls, music alive, all the stuff we used to do here. It's really sad it's all stopped. I look forward to it coming back.
I do too. And with the new technology upgrades that we've gotten lately, and we've talked a lot about this, but I think it really kind of jump-started us to jump in and get a lot of the equipment that we needed. So when we do get back, we will have we'll have a good head start to make a lot of our programs really kind of come alive in the on the World Wide Web, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, that probably brings us to about the end of the talk. But if you have enjoyed our program, please like, share, and also comment to tell us what you thought about it. And is there anything that I left out? Leave us a comment. Keep the conversation going. Also, if you are interested in joining a church, check out our live stream, like Melissa mentioned. The live stream worship service is every Sunday at 10 a.m. And get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you, or I should say Melissa would love to hear from you. You get in touch with us and she'll talk to you. So, so my guest today has been Melissa Burns. Melissa, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I sincerely appreciate you being open and heartfelt in our discussion today. I feel like all of our members will feel moved by listening to this interview and learning about you and all that you do for our church. May the Lord bless you and your loved ones now and for many future years to come. Melissa, thank you.
Thank you.